My beloved child, wait, don't scroll. This may be the very message your soul has been crying out for. Have you been feeling lost, unseen, or weighed down by battles no one else knows about? This isn't just a video, it's a lifeline. There's a moment coming, right in the middle, that could shift everything. Don't miss it. Stay with me until the end, because what you'll hear might just be the breakthrough your heart has been waiting for. You were meant to hear this. Right here, right now. At this very moment, I am not looking for action from you. I am calling you to sit beside me, to still your heart, and to allow me to speak to you the deep things your soul is longing to hear. My dear one, all the noise within you, the unresolved worries, the questions too heavy to speak aloud, the fears you keep hidden, these things are all competing for space in your mind, space that belongs to me. They not only blur my voice, but also mislead your focus from what I am doing right now in your life. You think you are being delayed, but in truth, it is your mind that is being pulled away from my divine presence, the very place where your stability can be restored. As you keep looking ahead to what is yet to come, you unknowingly miss the present moment, where I am here with you, whispering something important, reaching out my hand while you have yet to take hold. You believe you need to do something strong and bold to shift your situation, but what you truly need right now is stillness, not an external quietness, but an inner calm. The stillness of spirit where you stop striving, stop predicting, stop fearing, and begin to truly listen to me. For when you listen, you will realize I never left. You will see that I have been right here, waiting for you to lift your eyes, waiting for you to release your grip on the things that are choking your soul too tightly. My child, I do not condemn you for worrying. I understand how tender your heart is when faced with the unknown, but I also see within you a deep desire to walk in my will, a longing to live under my guidance, and that moves me deeply. Yet remember this, good intentions cannot bear fruit when suffocated by fear, and faith cannot grow if you keep nurturing dark images in your imagination. Let me tell you what you have not yet fully seen. The trembling within you is not a sign of failure, but a loving warning from me that you need to pause and be refreshed in spirit. You are moving forward too quickly, while your inner being is lagging behind. You need to be renewed from the roots, from the wellspring of life, me. Do not let what happens around you dictate your direction. Let me, the one who sees ahead, knows all, and loves you beyond comprehension, lead your every step in unshakable peace. Perhaps you are feeling disappointed that things are not unfolding as you hoped. Perhaps you are wondering why I have not yet responded, why the doors remain closed, why the dream you carry still feels distant. But I want you to know, nothing is delayed without purpose. What I have set aside for you requires not only the right timing, but also a heart prepared to receive. I am using this moment full of tension and longing, to ready you for something far greater. And that is why I want you to pause, not to turn back, but to regain your direction, not to give up, but to be restored. You cannot move forward with strength if you continue allowing yourself to be swept away by the waves of doubt surrounding you. You need to anchor yourself in truth, the truth that I am your God, the faithful one, the one who loves you with an unshakable love, and the one who stands beside you even in your loneliest moments. Close your eyes for a moment, my child, not to escape, but to see with spiritual eyes. Imagine a hand resting gently yet firmly on your forehead. That is my hand. Feel the breath of peace flowing into your soul like a refreshing breeze on a scorching day. That is my breath. Let the chaos pass like mist dissolving before the rising sun, because that light is me, the one illuminating your path right now. You have not been abandoned. You have not been forgotten. You are being called closer to hear more clearly. to walk in a nearness you have never known before. Listen, and do not let the internal noise drown out the gentle voice of my spirit. Choose peace over panic. Choose to listen rather than to react hastily. Choose my presence over the false images painted by fear. Because in this very moment, when you choose to stop and listen to me, you are opening a new path, not by your own might, but by my presence and power. And there you will find that I not only calm the storm inside you, but I also give you clarity, strength, and assurance that surpass all you've ever known. So sit with me, my child, and let me restore you, piece by piece, in sacred stillness, in unfailing love, in the kind of faith that leads you into the wonder that has long been waiting for you. Beloved, I know you are trying your best to understand all that is happening. You believe that if you could reason better, think more thoroughly, or gain tighter control, then maybe you would find the peace your heart is searching for. You imagine that if every piece in your mind could just fall into place, if every question had a satisfying answer, then you'd feel relieved. But my child, that is not the path to the peace I desire to give you. True calm of the soul does not come from understanding everything, but from learning to trust me, even when nothing seems clear. You are surrounded by noise you've mistaken for the voice of reason, but it is actually the echo of weariness, of worry, and of the heavy expectations you've placed upon yourself. Thoughts constantly whisper, "What if things don't go as planned? What if I fail? What if no one understands me?" But none of these come from me. The whispers that make you feel you are not enough, that you must do more, try harder, worry longer, those are not my words. They only tighten the pressure in your mind and pull your soul further from the true rest I offer. My beloved, I do not want you to live in a constant state of tension. I did not create you to always carry yourself forward by sheer force, dragging your heart through exhaustion. I have not called you to walk through the shadows of guesswork and fear. I have called you to walk in the light of trust, not by what your eyes can see, but by a heart that knows I am holding your hand. Even if everything around you seems undone, and you are trying to manage every area of your life, thinking that this control will protect your heart, that very effort is what is stealing the freedom I long to give you. When you clutch tightly to everything, your plans, your anxieties, even your unhealed memories, you leave no space to receive my peace. You keep adding new worries without releasing the old burdens. And so, day after day, your soul grows weary. You need to pause not because you are weak, but because you are carrying a weight I never asked you to bear alone. Let me remind you of this truth, ever so gently, yet unmistakably clear. I am not the God of pressure. I do not operate through chaos. I do not flood your heart with panic or fear. I enter through peace. I draw near with stillness, and I dwell where your heart chooses to trust, even when nothing seems certain. It does not require everything to be perfectly arranged before you can rest. In fact, it is in the moments of imperfection, uncertainty, and ambiguity that you must learn to exhale and say, "Lord, you are still here, and that is enough." You cannot measure my love by how smooth your circumstances appear. No, my child, my love does not fluctuate with the direction of events. Even if everything around you seems to be falling apart, my love for you remains unshakable. Even if your mind feels clouded, I am still the light that guides the path ahead. Even if you feel you've lost all sense of control, I remain the one who governs all things with wisdom far beyond human understanding. So do not let a fleeting emotion make you question my eternal presence. Sit down for a moment, my child, in the midst of all that is pulling you into exhaustion. Do not rush to make decisions while your heart is in turmoil. Do not force yourself to find the answers right now. Let me be your answer. Choose to rest in the truth that I am still holding your hand, still tending to everything that concerns you, and that nothing you are facing is beyond my power and my love. Imagine yourself standing in the middle of a forest during a storm. I am the small stone shelter, firm and unshakable, its door open, waiting for you to step inside. Outside, the wind still howls, the rain still pours, the thunder still rolls. But inside, where I am, all is unshaken. It is the place where you can breathe deeply without fear. It is where your tears are wiped away and your heart is warmed. It is where I whisper to you that even if everything crumbles, you still belong to me. And when you belong to me, nothing can steal away your true peace. You are not your own watchman. I am the one who guards you. You are not meant to fight just to survive. I am the one who fights for you. Release the burden of needing to understand it all. Let go of the pressure to get everything right. Only one thing is needed. Return to me. Place your heart back in my hands, and I will restore you. I will reorder everything, not according to your ways, but according to my perfect plan. And when you begin to live from that place of rest, not because everything is calm, but because you know that I am your steadfast refuge, you will witness something miraculous. Peace will no longer depend on your situation, but will rise from within you. And then my voice will become clear again. Like a sweet stream in the desert, you will hear me call your name, telling you that you are still chosen, still loved, and still moving forward into the place I have destined for you. Not because you understand everything, but because you have chosen to trust me. Amidst all you do not yet understand, you may have felt forgotten, as if your steps had fallen out of sync with my timing. At times, you may have wondered whether I had moved on without you, as though you had fallen behind in a current of people endlessly progressing. You looked around and saw others succeeding, being favored, entering seasons of blessing, and within your heart rose the ache of being left out, perhaps even a sense of failure. But my beloved, let me whisper a truth into the depths of your soul, a truth your spirit needs to hear. You have never been left behind. I have not taken a single step without you. I am not one who rushes, nor do I measure by human standards. I am the one who knows the precise timing, the rhythm of your heart, and the moment when you are ready to step into what I have perfectly prepared. There is an old lie that still whispers in your ear. You are too late. You've wasted too much. You're behind everyone else. But today I have come to break that lie with the light of truth. My child, you are not late. Not a single moment of your life is wasted or meaningless if you are still in my hands. Even in the seasons that seem barren, those days when you feel you are simply waiting in weariness, it is in those very days that I have quietly been laying the foundation for something beyond your imagination. You cannot see it now, but every hidden tear, every whispered prayer in the night, every time you choose forgiveness over bitterness, faithfulness over giving up, all of it has not escaped my notice. I have remembered each of those moments as precious stones to build something glorious that I am preparing for you, and nothing in that journey is meaningless. For I am the one who can use even the most broken seasons to form a magnificent masterpiece. Do not let your mind be deceived by comparison. Do not look at the footsteps of others and let sorrow seep into your soul. I have never written two journeys the same. Each soul I created walks a unique path, journeys through a distinct season, and is called to a door designed solely for them. What I have prepared for you is one of a kind. No one else can take it. No one else can replace you in it. And no one can arrive earlier, for it has been crafted just for you, with a key that only fits the heart I have molded in you through years of patient endurance. I do not measure you by what you have achieved, but by the way you have remained faithful, even when you saw no visible result. I do not evaluate you by the noise of your success, but by the purity of your heart in the quiet moments when no one else is watching. The more you think you need to do something extra to be worthy, the more you are drawn away from the place of rest where true blessing begins. For it is in the stillness of resting in me that I can work most deeply within you. When you stop striving to be enough and begin to believe that you are already loved before you ever did a thing, that is the moment when true breakthrough begins. You are not behind on anything. You are exactly where you need to be, in the right place, in the right season, in the right moment that I have ordained. Everything you have gone through, every mistake, every detour, every weary day, has not changed my mind about you. On the contrary, I have used them to refine you. I have taken even the worst that the enemy intended for harm and turned it into the very foundation for a greater glory. Every winding turn you thought was a misstep has actually been a divine detour, carefully arranged to steer you away from unseen traps and to make you strong enough when the appointed door swings wide open. So lift up your head, my child. Look to me, the one who called you by name before the foundations of the earth were laid. Know this, I do not just see your present moment. I see the radiant future drawing near. And I want you to welcome that future, not with fear or comparison, but with the confidence that you are loved, chosen, and being intricately prepared. My beloved, do you hear what is echoing in your spirit? It is not the roar of fear nor the whisper of despair. It is the gentle breath of restoration beginning to move. While the enemy screams accusations in your mind, stirring up insecurity and questions with no answers, I come to you in gentleness, quiet yet powerful, like a cool breeze on a summer afternoon. The adversary wants your head bowed in doubt, wants you to believe that you are not enough, not ready, not called. But I, your Lord, am the one who never revokes my promises. And now I am carefully resetting each piece of the path you are to walk, meticulously, tenderly, and with great love. You have walked through days that felt like everything in your life was being pushed back, prolonged, and delayed. You have doubted yourself, thinking perhaps you missed your opportunity, that your time has passed, that the dreams you once held dear no longer hold any value. But my child, let me assure you of this. Nothing you are waiting for is meaningless in my hands. Not a single moment of your life is wasted when it rests under my control. Those seasons that seem silent when nothing appears to be moving are in fact some of the most critical seasons where I am sowing depth, endurance, and unshakable faith within you. It is in those quiet places that I hide myself, working behind the scenes, preparing you for what your eyes have not yet seen. The enemy knows your worth in my eyes, which is why he tries everything he can to steal your gaze of hope, to keep your attention fixed on what has not happened, and to make you question everything I have spoken. He wants you to believe that delay means denial, that slowness means exclusion. But I, in my great mercy, am dismantling every false assumption rooted in your heart. My child, delay is not rejection. It is a sacred time of refinement where you learn to trust me more than what your eyes can see or your ears can hear. Look closely, and you will see my hand rearranging all things. Doors that once seemed permanently shut are beginning to creak open. Things that appeared to have fallen away are being revived. Dreams that seemed to have withered are being breathed upon with new wind. You may not see it immediately, but that does not mean I am not working. I am not pressured by the clock of man. I am never late for what I have appointed. So my child, I want you to lift your head. Do not let your thoughts be led by negative assumptions, by feelings of abandonment, or by the voices of the world telling you that you should be somewhere else by now. You are exactly where I need you to be as I prepare you for the next chapter. I do not love you less simply because you have not yet achieved something. My love is not based on your performance, but on the unchanging truth that you belong to me. And that is enough. Enough for me to carry you through every trial. Enough for me to bless you with goodness at the right moment. I know there are days when you open your eyes and your heart feels empty. There are moments when you smile, yet deep inside, your soul carries a weariness that cannot be expressed. I see it all, my child, and I am not standing far away judging. I am drawing near to lift you up. I lean close to whisper, "Do not be afraid. I am here. Do not give up. I am still writing your story." Do not let distorted thoughts about delay rob you of the joy of looking forward. Do not allow negative words to steal the beauty of your hope. Let me teach you how to live with expectant anticipation, not a fragile expectation, but a certainty rooted in the knowledge that the one who promised is faithful. You do not need to race to catch up with anyone. You are not behind. You are being tenderly nurtured. I do not build in haste. I build things that last for eternity. And what I am doing within you is no different. It is deep, it is enduring, and it will bloom in its appointed season. Do not envy someone else's harvest. You do not know the cost of their sowing. Be faithful with your own field, for your harvest is closer than you think. And it will be a season filled with joy because you did not give up, because you waited, and because I, your God, am the one who never breaks a promise. When you learn to trust me more than your fears, you will see everything begin to shift. Not because the outside world has changed, but because your heart has found rest in me. You will look back and realize that the delay you once feared was, in truth, the most loving preparation heaven could give. And I, the one who has always loved you with an unfailing love, have never taken my eyes off you, not even for a single moment. My beloved child, let my words sink deeply into your soul, like the early rain that refreshes dry and weary ground. You are not lost, not forgotten, nor left behind as your heart often fears. On the contrary, you are walking precisely in step with my divine timeline, a process uniquely designed, woven together by every moment you have lived, every decision you've made, every tear you've silently shed, and every prayer you've whispered in solitude that I have never overlooked. I do not operate according to human schedules, and I do not require you to compete for what already belongs to you. What I have appointed for you will remain yours. The opportunities approaching are not rewards for rivalry, but my response to your faithfulness, your humility, and your trust. Even in moments when confusion clouded your heart, even on days when all you could say was, "Lord, I still believe." That moves me deeply, not because you were strong or skilled, but because you kept walking, even when your heart felt like it was in pieces. Do not think you need to rush in order to catch up with others. The doors I am opening for you are not like the ones others are walking through. They are tailor-made, carrying your name and only your heart. The one that has been refined by trials and forged in the fires of faithfulness can truly fit into what is coming. There are doors I will not open until your soul is ready, not because I doubt you, but because I love you too much to let you receive something too soon when your spirit is not yet able to hold and enjoy it fully. At times, I delay not to test you, but to shield you from what could harm you if you entered too early with unsteady hands. I do not want you to carry glory as a heavy burden. I want you to receive it as a light and worthy crown, one carried with honor and joy. So my timing is not working against you, as you sometimes think, but is in truth protecting you, covering you, and holding back what is premature until the fullness of my goodness can be safely delivered into your life. O child, you are not late to your destiny. You are simply being nourished more thoroughly, because what is coming is not ordinary. It is expansion. It is confirmation. These are grand doors that, once opened, will not only impact your life, but shake the lives of those around you. That is why I need you to walk into it with a soul anchored in peace, not driven by the fear of missing out. Do not let your heart be tangled by your current position. I know you still look around and wonder, have I fallen behind? Am I off course? But child, my eyes have never left you. Not one of your steps has been beyond my watch. Even the winding paths and past mistakes, I have seen them all, and I have woven them into the restoration I am bringing about in your life day by day. Sometimes, what feels like a humiliating setback is actually a soft landing, designed to humble your soul and remind you that nothing is more precious than my guidance. So do not measure your current place by the standards of the world, where success is counted in speed, spotlight, or scale. I do not see you through that lens. I see you through the light of faithfulness, of obedience in small things, of a heart that continues to long for me. And you, with all your cracks, your weakness, and your quiet perseverance, you bring me delight beyond anything the world could ever celebrate. What I have prepared for you will not fit anyone else. If you've ever felt that you don't belong anywhere, that you don't conform to the standards set by others, this is not a failure. It is a sign that you were meant for something different. The opportunities that are coming will not require you to strain or strive to claim them. They will arrive like the breeze of spring, gentle, yet undeniable. And when they come, you will recognize that it is my timing, not a moment too early or too late. So stop looking back. Stop tormenting yourself over years that seemed unfruitful. Stop asking again and again, am I too late? You are not late. Not at all. You are being preserved. You are being prepared. And above all, you are being loved with a love that does not depend on speed, performance, or conditions. Stand firm in this truth. What is meant for you will find its way to you in the right time, in the right place, and in the right way. No one can take it from you. No force can stop it. No circumstance can reverse what I have appointed for your life. Believe this and keep walking, one step at a time. There's no need to rush, no reason to panic. Just move forward in trust and obedience. I go before you, I walk beside you, and I come behind you to guard your path with me. You are never alone, never behind schedule. You are simply being shaped to fit perfectly into the greatness that heaven has prepared to give you. My beloved child, you have often believed that if you could grasp every detail, if you could predict every possibility, if you could control even the smallest things, you would be able to carve a path free from cracks. But, my dear one, I did not create you to live in a state of constant tension. True peace does not come from mastering every variable. It comes from learning to trust me, even when you have no idea what's coming next. There are hidden places deep within your soul that you have kept from me. Spaces you've refused to surrender, fearing that if you let go, everything would fall into chaos. But it is in those very places that I am now entering with gentleness and mercy. I do not force my way into your life. I come with patience, like a soft rain soaking into dry ground, like a quiet breeze finding its way into the cracked places of your heart. I have already begun intervening in the areas you haven't yet dared to release, not to condemn, but to heal. I have gone before you into paths you never imagined for yourself. I have cleared dangers that were hidden from your eyes. The very things that could have broken you, I removed in silence. The snares set in secret, I dismantled them before they could ever touch your heel. You have no idea how many times I have stayed awake while you drifted off in exhaustion. While you lay restless, drawing up endless scenarios, plotting your course, and trying to predict every risk, I was entering the depths to smooth the rough ground, to carve out paths where there were none, and to soothe the dark places within you. You've been carrying responsibilities that I never placed on your shoulders. You've been trying to decode the future, shield yourself from failure, and fully understand everything before daring to move. But my precious one, there are some things that cannot be understood ahead of time. They can only be believed. There are doors that will not open by your strength. They can only be opened through your surrender to me. I never called you so that you would carry the weight of the future alone. I did not invite you into this journey only to leave you groping in the darkness. I called you so I could walk with you step by step, breath by breath, in every seemingly small decision. When you choose to trust me, you are giving me greater access to intervene. When you loosen your grip on the things you've held too tightly, you are swinging open the door for my power to be made more fully manifest in your life. Do you realize, my child, that every time you try to control things, you are retreating from trust? You are replacing confidence with fear, trading my promises for your own anxieties. But I do not condemn you for this. I understand, because I know the wounds your heart has carried. I know you have been hurt by trusting others, only to be betrayed. I know you have dared to hope, only to be met with disappointment. But beloved, I am not like people. I am faithful and true. The words I speak do not return empty. When I promise, I fulfill. When I lead, I take full responsibility. I want you to grasp this. The greater things I have ordained for you cannot be received by hands clenched in fear. You cannot hold on to both control and peace at the same time. One must be released. And I am inviting you, release control and receive the rest that is found in me. When you stop striving to take charge, that is when I begin working miracles. When you cease demanding immediate answers, I will begin to unfold light, layer by layer, to guide your path. Remember, my child, the times you thought you would collapse, yet I lifted you. Remember the moments when it seemed every door had closed and then suddenly a new door opened, one you never imagined. That was not coincidence. That was me. That was my love, quiet yet persistent, always seeing what you could not. It was I who held you when you were weary. I who continued working when you had no strength left. And now I ask you, are you willing to place your hand in mine? Are you ready to stop running alongside your fears and learn to walk in the unshakable confidence I freely give? You may not know everything that is to come, but you can know this for certain. I do not change. I am your refuge, your strong tower, the one who never slumbers when you need shelter. So, beloved, the next time your heart urges you to plan every outcome and manage every possibility, pause for a moment. Close your eyes and breathe deeply. Whisper, Lord, you know what I do not. I give you what is beyond my control. And then you will feel peace settle into your soul like dawn breaking through the shadows. That is when I begin to move, not because you acted, but because you trusted. Live each day in that trust. You do not need to understand everything, nor do you need to predict the future. Just walk with me one day at a time, and you will see that what once stirred anxiety will be replaced with holy wonder. What you once gripped in fear will be exchanged for the freedom of grace. And when you look back, you will say, Lord, thank you for not letting me take control. For if you had, I would never have stepped into something so glorious. My precious one, surrender the reins to me. For I and I alone know what you truly need, and I know exactly how to lead you to the place you never even dared to dream. My beloved child, I see the silent battle unfolding within your heart, one you have not yet dared to name. It is a constant tug of war between faith and fear, between the yearning for peace and the drive to understand everything. I know there are nights when sleep escapes you, because your mind is still painting endless scenarios of what could go wrong. You don't want to be caught off guard. You fear the unknown. You worry that unless you anticipate every possible outcome, safety will slip through your fingers. But dearest one, let me say this gently and clearly to your weary heart. That is not wisdom, that is a burden. It is a storm planted by the enemy to make you forget your true position and mine. You are being tempted to believe that peace only comes when you are in control. But do you realize, child, that you were never created to carry the weight of an entire future on your fragile shoulders? The urge to manage everything is not faith, it is the response of fear. Fear that if you don't stay in control, everything will fall apart. Fear that if you let go, you will lose something. Yet in clutching tightly to all things without entrusting them to me, you become truly exhausted. You drift further from rest the more you insist on holding control. My beloved, I never expected you to do everything right in order to protect what I've given you. You cannot sabotage my plans unless you insist on managing them alone without inviting me in. I did not call you to rescue yourself. I called you to be the one I preserve. What I have prepared for you does not depend on your ability to maintain it, but on my unwavering love and faithful power. True safety is not found in knowing everything. It is found in knowing who holds all things together. O child, you are not behind. You are not out of sync. You are not standing outside the stream of my grace. But it is true, you are tired, because you've been carrying a role that was never yours to bear. I see you wrestling to keep everything in order. I see how you blame yourself when things don't go as planned. You think, if only I had acted differently, chosen sooner, responded better, then perhaps the outcome would have changed. But dear one, do you not know? I was there even when you didn't know it. I went ahead of you. I placed answers beside questions you have not yet formed into words. No, I do not react passively to your decisions. I am not waiting to see what you do so I can adjust accordingly. No, my child, I am the initiator. I am the one who authored the blueprint. I am the one who arranges every minor event, every unexpected turn, every chance encounter so that you arrive at the right place, at the right moment, in the right frame of heart. Every turning point in your life, I have already marked. Even those days you haven't yet lived. I know what will unfold, and nothing ever catches me off guard. I am not scrambling to fix situations. I am the one who governs them. So stop blaming yourself for the things that have passed. Stop taking on a burden that exceeds what your heart was designed to carry. Stop playing the sentinel of your future. For you were never called to stand watch. You were called to rest safely in the arms of the one who never sleeps and never ceases to guard you. Let me be the one who stands at the crossroads. Let me be the one who answers the unknown. Let me be the one who opens doors. Not when you are worthy enough, but when you trust enough. You once believed that you had to plan everything perfectly to avoid mistakes. But I instead have chosen to use those very mistakes to bring forth wonders. I do not require your perfection. I desire your surrender. For it is through surrender that miracles unfold. It is in humility that I lift you up. And it is in the very moment you realize there is nothing more you can do that I begin to do what you could never imagine. My beloved child, do not continue to struggle on your own. Do not let the burden of having to anticipate every outcome dim the light of my presence. I am near not only to uphold you, but to carry what was never yours to bear. Let me be the Lord of this story. Let me arrange what is beyond your reach. Let me write the chapters you haven't dared to open. For the next one will not begin with striving, but with trust. My precious one, listen deeply. For what I am about to say is not merely for your ears, but for the very core of your soul, the place that longs to be healed, longs to be unchained, and yearns to step into true freedom. I see the conflict within you. You pray for radical transformation. You cry out for doors to open miraculously. You long for a destiny that is unlike any other. And yet at the same time, you are still holding tightly to the old ways, old thoughts, old reactions, old habits, the very things that cannot carry you into the new land you desire. You ask me for heavenly results, yet continue acting out of earthly patterns. You want to witness miracles, but you refuse to place your burdens into my hands. You yearn for a new direction, but you cling to countless details you feel responsible to manage. You even think that if you don't hold everything together, it will all fall apart. But my child, I cannot place new gifts into hands already filled with the old. I cannot pour new wine into wineskins that have not been renewed, and I cannot bless what has not truly been surrendered. Pause for a moment and reflect. How many times have you asked for a changed life? Yet, when the opportunity came close, you shrank back in fear because it didn't fit your carefully made plans. You prayed for freedom, but recoiled when it meant releasing what had become familiar chains. You pleaded for me to move in power, yet resisted me through your hardened heart and pride. My dear one, I do not condemn you for this. I understand you have endured much, so much that control became your only shield, the only way you knew to protect yourself. But now I am speaking clearly to your heart. It is time to lay down the shield. It is time to release. It is time to let me, your Creator, the one who knows you better than you know yourself, do what only I can do. Every time you've tried to take control, you have unknowingly delayed the very blessing you were praying for. Every time you've stepped in to help me by managing, calculating, and worrying, you've erected another barrier between you and the good I've already prepared. You may not see it, but it is your own striving that is obstructing the flow of grace. You cannot step into the fullness of life in my kingdom while clinging to control out of fear and anxiety. So let this be a clear trumpet sound in your spirit, a divine alarm echoing within. The time has come, not for further delay, but for complete transformation. The time has come to release your grip on details you were never meant to manage. The time has come to stop relying on your own strength to uphold an outdated system embedded in your mind and soul. You cannot enter a new season while using the old keys to open its door. And I cannot move fully on your behalf if you continue trying to manipulate everything according to your own design. Remember this: peace does not come from tight control, nor is it the result of exhausting efforts. It is born from complete surrender, a heart that humbles itself and says, Lord, I do not know everything, but I trust you. I do not understand it all, but I choose to yield. I see nothing clearly, but I know you see it all. That is when I can step in and shake everything, not in the way you expect, but in the way I have ordained. You have been called to draw near to me, and it is in that closeness that you will be transformed, naturally and powerfully, not by pressure, not by striving for moral perfection, but by my love poured into you, and by my presence illuminating the darkest corners of your soul. I am the one who makes you new, but for that transformation to take place, you must let go. Letting go is not failure. Letting go is not giving up. Letting go is the bravest thing you can ever do in your spiritual journey. To let go is to say, Lord, now you take over. I will step back so that you may step forward. Letting go is trusting that He who began the good work in you will not leave it unfinished. Letting go is believing that even when you cannot see the whole road ahead, the one who goes before you never loses his way. My beloved, let me lead you into true freedom, a freedom not bound by the demand for perfection, not shackled by the fear of making a wrong step. I do not need your perfection to move. I only need your heart to be open. And once you do that, you will be amazed at how quickly the shift begins. What you have waited for so long will start to move. What has been held back will be released. Dreams you thought had gone dormant will awaken again. Because the moment you surrender is the moment my power is unleashed without limit. My precious child, let my words pierce through every layer of fear you are carrying in your soul, like dawn breaking through the darkest night. I see that you are living in a silent battle, an inner war between faith and fearful imagination. The gloomy visions that play over and over in your mind, the bad endings you silently rehearse, the exhausting what-ifs that fill your thoughts. None of these are truth. They are not prophecy. They are whispers of falsehood, crafted to paralyze your faith, to make you doubt me, and to cause you to forget that I am the one holding your future in my hands. I have seen every moment you've sat there, imagining the worst that could happen. I've watched you make space in your thoughts for failure, for heartbreak, for collapse, as if they were inevitable. You thought you were bracing yourself to avoid being hurt, but in reality, you were allowing fear to shape your vision. You were letting scenarios I never wrote become the lens through which you view your life. Oh, my child, I do not blame you. I know what brought you to that place. I know you've been wounded. I know there have been moments when it felt like you would break, and you thought that if you could prepare early enough for disaster, it would hurt less when it came. But beloved, that way of living is draining your soul. It's building defenses even when there is no enemy approaching. It's shrinking your hope to fit your fear instead of expanding your heart to receive the wonders I am ready to pour out. You are trading the peace of your present moment for worries about a future that I have already shaped with love. You are limiting my presence in your life by constantly asking, "But what if the worst happens?" Yet I am here to tell you this. The dreadful thing you fear, it will not come. The violent storm you are bracing for, it will not sweep through your life the way you imagine. That road you think is blocked, it is merely a bend in the wise path I am unfolding. What you thought were signs of the end are, in truth, the opening lines of a more radiant chapter. You have never been abandoned. I have never written tragedy into the story of your life, no matter how often you feared it. There is no disaster waiting around the next turn as long as you continue walking in my presence. And even when it feels like everything is crumbling, know this: I can rebuild from those ruins something better, something stronger, something that will last. Remember, I do not write tragedies, I write miracles. And every chapter of your life, even those touched by pain, will lead to restoration if you let me hold the pen. Do not measure what I can do by what you have experienced. Do not confine the miraculous to statistics, logic, or past memory. What I am about to do goes beyond your understanding and is not limited by your past failures. Do not let the scars of yesterday cloud your vision of a hopeful future. For I, the Lord your God, am the one who makes all things new. I am the one who restores what seemed forever lost. I am the one who brings blossoms out of dry ground. My beloved child, it is time to dismantle the false imaginations. It is time to tear down the strongholds built from fear and replace them with the firm foundation of true faith. It is time to look to the future, not through anxious eyes, but with the gaze of trust. Stop rehearsing disaster. Begin expecting goodness. Let your words shift from, "What if the worst happens?" to, "What wonder is God preparing for me in this very moment?" I cannot complete what I long to do if you keep clinging to grim projections. I need you to trust me enough to let go of the thoughts that paralyze your spirit. Because when you cling to fear, you are closing the door to life. But when you release it, you will begin to see, I am still making a way, still preparing, still breathing fresh life into the road ahead. I am inviting you into a new freedom, one where you are no longer weighed down by imagined outcomes, where you can dwell in the fullness of the present with an open heart. where you can finally exhale and say, Lord, I don't know what lies ahead, but I know the one who walks with me, and that is enough. Step out from the shadows of what if. Step into the light of assurance that you are being led, covered, and loved perfectly. What I have prepared for you does not arise from anxious calculation, but from eternal kindness. And you will see all the things you feared will melt away in the glory of what I have truly set apart for you, my beloved. Do you know what is truly breaking your heart? It is not the circumstances before you, nor the events that have happened. It is the fearful images your mind has painted in silence. It is the unreal thoughts born of relentless anxiety that are tormenting your soul. You are hurting not because of truth, but because you have believed the lies the enemy has subtly planted in you. One seed at a time. He cannot erase the plan I have destined for you. That is beyond his reach. But he knows that if he can weaken your trust in me, if he can cause you to question my love and faithfulness, then he has partially succeeded in making you walk away from the very blessing I've long been waiting to give. My child, this is the cunning strategy he always employs. He does not strike with fire or sword, but with ideas. Subtle ideas, cloaked in what seems like reasonable thinking, prudence, or self-protection. But beneath that polished surface lies a toxin that slowly depletes the inner strength of your faith. When you sit and allow your imagination to spiral into worst-case scenarios, when you mentally prepare for harm instead of anchoring your heart in my goodness, that is when you've been deceived. Every such moment is a quiet surrender of your heart to whispers that do not come from heaven. You are offering up your coming days, days I have appointed for your restoration, for my guidance, for your joy, to voices that have no power to determine your destiny. These whispers hold no authority to define who you are, yet they occupy the very space that should be reserved for my presence. When fear overtakes you, it means you have momentarily stepped outside the divine covering I continually extend over you. When you replay painful scenes and bleak endings in your mind, you are unwittingly reinforcing things that were never meant to belong to you. And I ask you this: how many more days of your life will you hand over to things that have never truly come to pass? Beloved one, stop right now, not because you are strong enough, but because I am intervening. I have not come to accuse you, but to sever the invisible yet dangerous link between your mind and those false projections that did not come from me. I have come to break the cycle of fear that keeps you constantly bracing for disaster, as if something terrible could happen at any moment. But know this: not everything that is unclear should be feared. The emptiness you perceive ahead is not evidence of my absence. On the contrary, I am still here, still working, still preparing something good, quietly, not with noise, but with steady and loving power. Every time you tremble because you cannot see the full picture, remember, I have never asked you to see it all. I only invite you to believe. Faith does not require a map, nor does it demand absolute certainty. It only needs to know that I am the one leading, and if I go before you, nothing can stand against you. True wisdom is not exhausting yourself by overplanning. It is learning to rest in my faithfulness. The more you try to shield yourself from things that aren't real, the more you close the door to what is real, what I have already prepared for you. Do not expect the worst, simply because you have not yet seen the light at the end of the tunnel. Just because it is unseen does not mean it is absent. Just because it's unclear does not mean you are lost. Just because it has not arrived does not mean it has been denied. I do not operate according to human schedules, but I am never late. Everything I ordain happens right on time, not early, not delayed, but precisely when you are most ready to receive it, to carry it, and to treasure it. I know there are scars within you that make you stay guarded, always poised for resistance. But listen to me. I do not need you to be ready to defend. I need you to be willing to surrender. The freedom you long for is not found in preparing for disaster, but in believing that something beautiful is coming, and that when it comes, you will be firmly positioned to receive it. That place of readiness can only be built when you choose to stop feeding your quiet fears. My beloved child, when dreadful thoughts begin to creep into your mind, spinning stories I never authored, you must rise up and stop them at once. Do not entertain them with silence. Do not allow them to linger for even one more moment upon the soil of your soul. The longer they dwell within, the stronger they grow, the deeper they take root, and soon they will blur the line between truth and deception. Rebuke them boldly with my word, the unchanging word, the word that carries greater power than every whisper of fear, the word that has been spoken with eternal authority. Remember whose you are. You do not belong to fear. You are not the product of pessimistic assumptions. You were not created to live under the yoke of anxiety. You are mine, the one who called you by name, who redeemed you with my own blood, who breathed life into your chest and planted within your heart a divine calling. What I have declared over your life stands firm, no matter the shifting season. My word does not alter with the fluctuations of your emotions. You must recall, repeat, and reaffirm what I have spoken until those truths roar louder than the voices of negativity that try to invade your heart. You wonder if you are strong enough to withstand these battles. But my child, I am the one who has equipped you for this very hour. Your strength is not rooted in your ability to reason, but in my presence dwelling within you. Every word I speak becomes armor, shielding you from the arrows of doubt. Every truth from me is a sharp sword, empowering you to overcome lies. You do not need to know every answer. You simply need to remain anchored in this. I will never leave you. Though the waves may rise and your heart may tremble, my truth remains like an immovable rock, unshaken. The direction of your life is not determined by fleeting emotions or the undercurrents of your thoughts. It is my word, the enduring word that writes the conclusion to your story. The enemy may whisper, circumstances may shout, and fear may scream, but none of these voices have authority over you unless you give them permission. Learn to silence the noise by calling upon my name. Let your heart cry out, Lord, I need you. For in that very moment, I am there, not distant, but near, closer than your first thought, nearer than the breath that just left your lips. I am never absent, especially not when you need me most. When your mind feels tangled, when your heart becomes a whirlwind of confusion, remember this. I am coming to still the storm within you, not through a dramatic display, but through the sacred nearness of my presence. Gentle yet commanding. The flood of worry rising inside your chest is not a sign that something terrible is about to happen. It is but a smoky veil trying to obscure the light I have already placed on the path ahead of you. You fear that something terrible is lurking around the corner. You brace yourself for a closed door, a shattered dream, or some unexpected sorrow. But let me break that cycle of anxiety within you with this unwavering truth. The dreadful thing you fear, it is not approaching. On the contrary, what I have lovingly prepared for you since the foundation of time is drawing near. It is coming toward you step by step, softly but surely. I am leading you into a new land, a land where fear no longer chains your heart, where you can breathe deeply without worrying about tomorrow, where you can live fully as yourself without bracing or striving to survive. Do you know what is more dangerous than fear itself? It is when you begin to believe that fear is more real than my word. It is when you allow imagined disasters, ones that have never happened, to invade the sacred space of the present where I already dwell. My child, Do not let what I have never spoken become the compass for your emotions and decisions. Do not hand over power to fantasies of a dark future I never designed for you. Learn to discern between what is truly from me and what is merely an echo of the enemy's deceit. And once you recognize the difference, stand up boldly, unwaveringly, and declare, "No, this is not what my Father has spoken. This is not my portion." You are not a prisoner of panic. You are not a slave to suspense. You are not at the mercy of every passing fear. You are my beloved, called by name, chosen with purpose, hidden in the shelter of my love. So rise up, cast down every imagination that contradicts my truth. Take a walk in unshakable dignity, and to be held forever in the unwavering love of my heart. You do not need to search for your value from those who cannot perceive the light within you. That light does not come from achievements or outer appearance. It flows from my presence dwelling in you, an indwelling that sets you apart, makes you precious, and allows you to become a source of hope to weary souls. So let go of relationships that keep wounding you. Step away from places where you must strain just to feel accepted. Instead, return to the embrace of those who love you unconditionally, those who see the truth in you and remain by your side, not just when you shine brightly, but especially in the darkest days. I am opening the door for you to step into a new season, a season of simplicity and strength where you will finally live as the person I created you to be. And as you place your full trust in me, as you pray without ceasing and walk forward in steadfast faithfulness, I will not turn a blind eye to your needs. You are not alone in the battle to survive, and I will not allow you to be swallowed by anxiety over bills, debts, or immediate concern. I see every drop of sweat you pour out, every silent fear you don't dare to voice, and I make you this promise. I will provide. I will bless the work of your hands. No matter how small it may seem, if you do it with integrity and perseverance, I will multiply it far beyond what you can imagine. I will not let your labor be in vain. Even when you think no one notices your efforts, know that in heaven, every act you perform is remembered. You are not working alone. You are co-laboring with me to build a strong future. Not only for yourself, but also for those whom I will bring alongside you. And it is precisely in your faithfulness that I am doing something far greater than what you've asked for. I am not only delivering you from financial anxiety, I am also lifting off the invisible burdens that have silently worn down your soul for so long. The weariness you feel isn't just from your work, it's from fear. Fear of lack, fear of failure, fear of being left behind. But I am dismantling that fear bit by bit. I am replacing it with a peace that flows from heaven, a peace that nothing in this world can steal away. As for those who opposed you, mocked you, or judged you, do not give them power over your heart. They do not hold your destiny, and they have no right to define who you are. Time will bear witness to the work I am unfolding in your life. Those who once belittled you will quietly retreat from your path, for the light I have placed within you will no longer allow them to remain. I am not only purging toxic connections from your life, I am elevating you to a higher level of perception and intimacy with me. You will no longer be held back by negative words, by skepticism, or by memories that once wounded you. You will begin to think differently, deeper, wiser, and more aligned with truth. I am increasing the understanding within your spirit so that you don't merely survive your days, but live with purpose and fruitfulness. This wisdom is not something drawn from books, but from the very experiences you've had with me. The times you fell, but I lifted you up. The nights you cried alone, but I comforted you. All of that will become priceless treasure, equipping you to guide others, to love rightly, and to live with eyes wide open, seeing not just the facts, but the deeper meaning behind them. My child, I am lifting you up, not so you may stand above others, but so that you may clearly see the path I have prepared. When you look with the eyes of your spirit, you will recognize that all things are moving in divine order, both joy and sorrow, both loss and hope. Each element plays a part in your growth, and I will not lift you up just once. I will raise you again and again, from the lowest places, from where no one noticed you, to the heights I have reserved for those who remain faithful. So keep moving forward. Don't wait for some grand sign to confirm that I am with you. The very life that still pulses within you, the love that still lingers in your heart, the strength that hasn't given out, that is the sign. You are not forsaken. You are not invisible. You are not useless. You are my beloved, chosen, set apart, and remembered among billions of souls on this earth. Spend time with me, not out of obligation, but as though you were breathing. Come to me like a child returning home after a long journey, not because of fear, but because you know that with me, you will never be turned away. Tell me about the things you've buried deep inside, about dreams you thought had died, wounds that haven't healed, and the fractures you hide behind your smile. I am not seeking a flawless version of you. I want you, honest, fragile, and in need of a place to rest your head. You can whisper to me the things you don't dare say to anyone else. In the moments when you feel not good enough, not strong enough, not fast enough, not capable enough, bring all of that to me. Let me be the one who bears your burdens. When responsibilities pile up so high you can barely breathe, when life's demands leave you depleted, when the pressure of expectations makes you want to give up, I am there in the stillness, just waiting for you to say, "Father, please help me." And I will not delay. I am the one who knows every strand of hair on your head, who hears each sigh you try to suppress, who sees the moments you smile just to hide the tears. I know you don't always feel whole. I see the times you sit in the darkness, unnoticed by anyone. But my beloved, I have not come to condemn you. I have come to love you, to quiet your soul, to remind you that you are not forgotten in the chaos. Let me into the deepest chambers of your heart, even the hidden corners you once thought I could not see, even the memories that still ache, the things that bring you shame, the mistakes that left you exhausted with guilt. You do not need to clean yourself up before coming near me. I am the one who cleanses you, who renews your soul with mercy that never runs dry. Open your heart and let me come in to dry your tears, to heal the wounds, to restore the parts of your soul that you believed were shattered beyond repair. I do not want to heal you only in part. I want to make you whole. I want to restore all that was lost, to rebuild the pieces of your life decayed by despair. I want you to know what real life is, not just survival, but a life filled with meaning, with joy, with my presence woven into every day. And the wholeness I give is not a distant concept. It is the restoration of every fragment, the trust you lost, the hope that was buried, the love that was wounded, the dreams that were left behind. Don't cling to the pain of yesterday as though it were inseparable from who you are. What happened, whether large or small, whether by your hand or by circumstances, does not have the right to define your worth today. You are not defined by the past. I am the one who defines you by eternal love, not by your failures, but by the good work I am doing within you. If you have been betrayed, hurt, or left behind, then I am the one who will heal you, restore you, and walk with you. Believe this. Peace is not just a beautiful idea far off in the distance. It is something I truly desire for you to experience in your actual life, in the ups and downs, in the hard decisions, in the uncertain days. I want you to live in a peace so anchored that even when storms come, your heart will not be shaken, not because you are strong enough, but because you are rooted in me, the one who never changes. You don't have to be strong on your own. Take my hand. Let me walk before you in every step, in every decision. I do not promise that everything will be easy, but I do promise that you will never have to walk alone. When you do not know where to go, I will be the way. When you have no words left to pray, I will listen even to your sighs. When you are weary, I will lift you up, and when you are weak, I will be your strength. You don't need to hide. Every time you stumble, I do not distance myself from those who fail. I draw closer. I do not turn away from those who doubt. I hold them with kindness. It is precisely your imperfection that stirs my heart with compassion, because I know you need me and you are ready to let me do what only I can do, heal you and renew your soul. Relax now, my beloved. Don't exhaust yourself living a life just to prove something. Don't live under the fear that you're not good enough, not fast enough, not right enough. In my eyes, you are already enough, because I am the one who completes you. All you need to do is be yourself, and let me perfect the rest. Every moment you choose to draw near to me, not only in your prayers, but also in your thoughts and your daily choices, is a moment in which you are allowing the peace of heaven to flow into your soul. And it is in that closeness that you begin to experience a joy that surpasses all understanding. A joy that does not depend on circumstances, is not strangled by fear, but flows from the deep knowing that you belong to me and I will never leave you. Now offer to me your sincere prayer and say these words. Lord, in this moment, when my mind is restless like the crashing waves, please help me to pause. Calm the storm within me so that I may hear your gentle voice like a refreshing breeze. I do not want fear to drown out your promises. Help me to surrender completely and choose stillness over striving. Let me become aware that you are here, so near, never far away. Lord, I surrender the control I've been holding on to. I'm weary from trying to manage everything by my own strength. Now I offer every path of my life into your hands. Teach me how to rest in your presence and believe that you are working even when I cannot see. Remove the noise in my mind and replace it with a peace that can only come from you. Lord, I confess that I focus too much on what could go wrong, and I've lost sight of your voice. Forgive me for allowing anxiety to dominate my thoughts. Today I return to you. Quiet my heart so I can hear you once again. Give me spiritual eyes to see what you are preparing instead of fearing what is not even real. Lord, I don't want to miss a single good thing you've prepared for me just because I've been too busy worrying. Help me to be present in this moment, to listen for your voice, and to prepare my heart to receive. I reject the lie that I have been forgotten or that I'm too late. I choose to believe in the divine timing you have appointed for my life. Lord, take from me the burden of needing to understand everything. I cannot predict the future, and I no longer want to try. Instead, I ask you to lead me step by step. Teach me that true security does not come from control, but from trusting in the one who never changes. Fill me with courage to let go of every fear. Lord, silence every lie that has been sown into my heart, the lie that I'm not enough, that I missed my moment, or that you've turned away. I renounce every whisper of the enemy that tries to make me doubt the worth you have placed in me. Speak again to my soul. You are not left behind, and let that truth echo in my spirit forever. Lord, open my spiritual ears to hear you amidst the noise of life. I don't want to stray from the path you have set for me, simply because my mind is too overwhelmed. Help me to choose stillness as an act of worship. I don't just need guidance, I need you. Your presence is the wisdom my soul longs for. Lord, I know that the worst-case scenarios I imagine are not from you. I release every negative image, every dark projection shaped by fear. I choose to embrace the future you have prepared, a future filled with hope, peace, and life. Make my heart still enough to perceive what is truly drawing near. Lord, I ask you to touch the deepest parts of me, the places where I've hidden pain, anxiety, and doubt. Before you go, pause and breathe this in. You are covered, not just for a moment, but for eternity. This is not the end of your healing. It's the beginning of a journey, a sacred walk into peace, purpose, and unshakable love. If this message stirred something deep inside you, if your heart whispered, "I needed this," then don't walk away from this place of peace. Return often, because each time you do, another layer of healing unfolds. Subscribe now and turn on the bell so every message finds you right when your spirit needs it most. Share this video with someone who needs to feel seen, known, and loved. And let us know in the comments, what truth today settled into your soul? This space is a refuge, a sacred rhythm for your weary heart. Come back and rest here again, because your story isn't over and your spirit is worth the return. Amen.